Hey y'all, today I'm going to be planting up this pot. This is a sun planter. You know, all these plants are sun loving plants, and I want to talk a little bit for a minute about some of the plants. Like this spike plant, I'm not sure, but I think a lot of people probably don't realize these are actually pretty cold tolerant. I bought this last spring on clearance. It came in a pot with mixed petunias and stuff that was on clearance, and all of these right here are new ones. They're babies, and I'm going to cut those off here in a minute, and I'll just use them somewhere else. But this spike plant, I actually overwintered it in my greenhouse, and my greenhouse is not heated. And we had one of the worst winters we've had in several years. But these are just the cheap spike plants that you buy at like Home Depot and different places in the spring for just, maybe at $2 or $3 for a little one. And I love it. I absolutely love it. You also, if you're in a cooler zone, you can actually just bring these inside and grow them as a house plant. But they get really big. They look really tropical and they get really big. So I just wanted to tell y'all about that because I don't know if everybody knows that. I really didn't realize that until maybe the last couple of years. So, and the other three plants, so this plant didn't cost me anything this year, and look how big it is. If I went to a garden center and bought one this size, I'd pay a pretty penny for it. And this plant right here, this petunia, let me just lay this stuff down for a minute. This is one of the new petunias this year. It's the Tiara Blue. It's a super petunia. I've got the pink one too, but it's not going in this pot. That would be overkill. I don't want to just smother them out. I kind of want to see what they're going to look like and how they're going to grow. I plan on taking cuttings off of this one after it grows just a little bit more. Now I could take cuttings now, but in fact, you can see, if you look, if I can get a good shot down in there, all the new growth that's coming on from the pot, from down in here. But you could cut this as leggy. You could cut this back if you wanted to by about 1/3. And all of this new growth would just really take off. It's going to anyways, but it would do it a whole lot faster. This petunia is supposed to get 12 inches tall and 2 foot wide. And so I don't want to just way overdo my pots where I'm having to water them, because I hand water. I don't want to have to be non-stop watering all summer long because I've overfilled the pots. Now, if that's your thing, then by all means go ahead. And I also have the Super Petunia Pink Cashmere. This one's got buds on it, so, and it apparently has bloomed sitting in the wagon over there, and I've just missed them because I've not seen the blooms. Seems like I might have seen one. And this is the Dichondra Silver Falls, and I overwintered this one. I propagated it without cutting it. And I do have a video on that if you've not seen it and you're interested in it, how to propagate Dichondra. It's in the playlist. Just click the playlist on my channel and you'll find it. But now there's a few places, a few little spots on this spike plant that I'm going to, nip off because they're, brown. But once, because this has been setting more shaded. These like full sun. And so I'll clip all these off, and then I'm gonna take all these babies off, or at least part of them, because I want to have more room on this side for these petunias and the verbena. And but anyways, I also wanted to say that right now, a lot of the nurseries have got their annuals on clearance, and you know, you can get them for just a few dollars. Like the verbena and the petunias and different things like that are like half price right now. So if you go and pick some up, or if you're doing it online, I've seen quite a few good deals online too, for annuals. You know, where you buy 3 or 4 and you get 3 or 4 free. And so basically you're getting them half price when they do that. And some of them even offer free shipping, so especially if you buy a certain amount. But if you're wanting to try out new plants, you know, that you've never done before, or if you can't afford to just go buy a bunch of plants, right now is the time to be looking, especially for annuals. Now Lowe's always has clearance racks. You can find a mix of things on their racks, depending on what they've clearanced at different times of the year. And so I'm going to show y'all how to cut this. I'm going to have to take these out. I'm going to show y'all how to take these babies off of here. And I'm not going to cut back my petunia and stuff today. I may end up doing it later, but you can see there's a lot. Maybe you can see there's actually quite a few babies on here. So what I'm going to do is just take me a knife and kindly cut down from the bottom here and just get what I can, try to get some root. And you can see that one's got root. That plant will be fine. These are kind of like yuccas. We always call them yuccas, but they're kind of like them. Okay. That one should have a pretty good little root. And see there, as long as you've got that much root, it'll be fine. You just want to make sure you get some root with it. And like I said, I would not be cutting these off. If you want to leave these in a, you know, if you want to pot this into a much bigger pot, you know, then you can do that. Let me see. I think that'll be good. And I'll just let this baby grow on. And maybe take it, you know, next spring I'll have several much bigger ones, because you can see what a trunk is on this one. That's the original one from last spring. Okay. And I'm going to put some fresh dirt on the top of this pot. Now, I believe this is going to be really pretty. Now, once you get all these planted in, it's a good idea to go ahead and give them a dose of liquid fertilizer And I'm leaning these plants toward the front so that they will spill out of the pot. You don't have to do that, but I like for them to kind of go ahead and get started over the edge. It just seems to give them a head start, and then you're not having to mess with, trying to pull them as they're growing toward the front or the sides or whatever. They just get a better head start when you do that. About spilling. And once I get these planted, I'll add a little more of the fresh dirt. And now this may not look like a ton of plants, but here in a few weeks, this will be full. And I'm going to show y'all, maybe the next video that I do that comes out will be an update on the window boxes and those flower pots that didn't cost me anything. If you've seen those videos. Because they're really starting to look beautiful now. They filled in just beautifully. That dichondra just goes crazy once you plant it. Take it out of its little cup you started it in or bought it in. It will literally go crazy. Okay, now I'm just going to water them in with some liquid fertilizer, and they're good to go. We'll see in a couple of weeks what this pot's looking like. I believe it's going to be beautiful as long as I don't end up with a bug issue. And so now let's go do another sun planter. These two pots here in this arbor or trellis, I'm fixing to plant these two up. First, I've got to dig out the tulips that I had here during the, in the winter time. I'm going to dig those out, pop them in a brown paper sack, and just, put them in a drawer in the refrigerator. This is an arbor that I actually ordered before Christmas, and I absolutely love it. I put it together about a week or so ago, and I wasn't sure if I was going to leave these two pots with the trees in them, but I think I am, because I've let them sit here for, like I said, about a week, and I really like the way they look. Now, adding an arbor to the entryway just makes it really stand out. This is the walkway that goes around one side of the house to the pond, to the front of the house where the ponds are, the lily ponds. And so I'm going to get these popped out, and then I'll show y'all what I'm going to plant up in them. I'm going to keep these simple. And these tulip bulbs, some of them may not be great, but some of them also are, what are they? Hyacinth bulbs. So I'm just going to dig around in here until I get them all out. Some of them have produced babies. I'll be back when I get all these out. Well, that's what I ended up with these tulips that I pulled up. Almost a gallon bucket. These are the things I'm planning on putting in here. I guess I'm not keeping it quite as simple as I planned to originally. But I kind of want a couple things on each side. Some of these I propagated myself, like these right here. These are the amethyst verbena. I propagated those last summer and overwintered them. And so those are ready. You can see they're budded up, fixing to start blooming. And they're beautiful. And I thought, because they're purple and white, they would be pretty with this one right here. And I'll have to put on the screen what it is. I can't remember the name of it. It's also one I propagated last year. There's multiple ones in here. It's not just one. And then this is a soft yellow. I thought it would be really pretty to mix in. It's the Super Bells Over Easy. It's a Calibracoa. And then this one, I actually overwintered one of these this past winter. It was in with a spike plant. It's a Super Bells Coral Sun. It's also a Calibracoa, and I love this one. It's actually pretty cold hardy. And I believe this one is the Pink Lemonade, but I'm not positive. It's also one I propagated. And like this one has, if you check your plants when you buy them, this one has 2 in it. So I'm going to divide this one. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm going to go ahead and lay these out in this pot, in these 2 pots. All I'm going to do is just pull it apart like this, where you can see there's one on its own. And see, now I have 2. And it doesn't matter that one's bushier. You can cut this one back or not. I'm not going to. This one will eventually catch up with it. And so I'm just going to kind of lay these out and figure out how I want them. These are right beside of each other. And there's one. And there's actually, I think, 2 here. Maybe just one. I'm going to leave it. I might swap that yellow one. I think I will. So that I have a bushy one on each side. And I'm going to leave this one just like it is. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll put this yellow one on the other side. That way I have a bushy one on both sides. And since I did the yellow one on the other side, I'm going to do this one on this side. And now this is not going to be beautiful right now. I know that. But after it's liquid fertilized 2 or 3 times, give it about 2 to 3 weeks, and these will be really pretty. And I'm just going to take some of these little cuttings of the verbena. I think I'm going to put it right here between the... And I'm probably going to put one on each side. I'll show y'all the other side once I get all these planted up. In these pots. And I'm going to add some fresh dirt once I get them down in here. I did these pots in the, I don't remember if it was late fall or during the winter time, actually. I think it was during the winter time. So they don't really need all new pot and soil. Now, if you want to put all new pot and soil, you can. That's just up to you. But I'm just planning to add some fresh to the top because, like I said, this dirt has not even been in here very long at all. Not to where it's took out the nutrients, you know. So for them to really grow and bloom the way you want them to, they really need quite a bit of fertilizer. Okay, now I'm just going to add some fresh dirt around all of these. And one reason I chose to do the calibrachoas here is these pots, I don't want to water them just constantly. These little trees don't really need to stay wet just all the time, all summer long. And so there's no need in putting something in here that's gonna really take up a lot of my time watering them. Calibrachoas, they like to be watered, but they like to kind of dry out between waterings too. And now, all I'm going to do is water them in with some liquid fertilizer. I'll bring y'all in closer and let y'all see what they look like. Because right now they're kind of puny. But that's fine for me because I know in a few weeks what they're going to look like. This is one side. What the other one looks like. This one doesn't look as puny. This one's not bad. But it's fine because they'll all catch up in the next few weeks. Or at least, you know, within a month or so, they'll all be caught up and they'll just be beautiful. This is the back side. You can see there's a spot in the middle where there's nothing, but that's okay because that verbena gets pretty big. And so, I've got roughly, since I already had the tree, and everything in here I've propagated except for there's two of the calibrachoas that I actually purchased this year. So between both pots, I've got what I've spent so far to pot them up is about $20. So, you know, I highly advise, especially if you don't have a lot of money, to either do things from seed or learn to take propagations. It's so rewarding when you can, fill a pot and in a few weeks it be completely full and you think you've only spent like $20 to do the whole pot. Those two trees I got on clearance in the wintertime. So I got them for best I remember it was like $14 or $15 for both of them together. And so, big money savers. And I just really enjoy doing it. I enjoy propagating. I enjoy watching it grow. you know. Anyways, if you're looking for a cheaper way to do things, I hope this helps. Till next time. Bye.